What's up guys, how is your life, my dear Photoshop magicians? So today we are going to do something very crazy, trust me. So I recently created this artwork, which is, it's actually very difficult artwork to create. But in this tutorial what I want to show you is how to create 3D animated eyes in Photoshop. And also not only, what are you doing? Not only the 3D animated eyes, but also, you know, this circle things around the eyes that are also rotating and so on. I will show you how to create them, how to animate them, and after this tutorial you will know that you can do actually much more with Photoshop. Don't worry, it's not that difficult. Okay, maybe it is difficult, especially if you're just starting out, but keep with me, my friends. I will help you. Not keep with me, stay with me. Oh my god, sometimes I'm just so stupido. So I will start by just creating new project, and I'm using the newest version of Photoshop just in case. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do width 1920 1080 pixels, make sure the resolution 300, color mode RGB, and let's just click that sweet create button. Also, before we continue, let me tell you that in the beginning of next week I'm planning to create this class and post it on my website learnfromfred.com. So if you want to access this class, see how it was created in all the details, and all the other cool projects that I have on learnfromfred.com, just go to the website and start learning just for $7. There is a nice show that too, because here I'm also using the same technique to create these 3D eyes. So first of all, I need this image here, and you can download actually, you can download this image. I will put the links in the description. And we're going to use this image and transform it into a 3D object. And how we're gonna do it? Let me just place it inside Photoshop very quickly. So, and let me just make this full screen, make it bigger. Let's click OK. So, and also let's delete this background layer. It's always there and so stupid, we don't need it. So now when we have it, let's go to 3D. Let's go to new mesh from layer. Oops, sorry. Oh yeah, actually, right, that's right. Mesh preset. And then let's go to sphere, okay? Let's just click it. So what's going to happen, Photoshop is going to take our image and is going to wrap it around a ball, basically, a sphere. So let's just wait. We need to wait a bit. And it's asking us if you want to change our working space. I mean, click no, otherwise you will get confused. Just click no. Come on, baby. So now as you can see, we have a 3D eye, which was automatically created from our image. And we see here a 3D icon, which means this layer is now a 3D layer. We also see this lines here, which is basically a floor. And we also see here top view, so basically what's on the top. So this is a camera, which is just like that, standing. And what we can do here? Well, we can do lots of things, but I'm gonna explain you the main thing, which is how to animate it. But before we go into that, let's say you have here a darker circle, you know, because sometimes when you create a 3D object, it can be really black because there's no light, and it all depends on your Photoshop, on how your Photoshop is set up. So just say, okay, in case you have it darker, what you should do, I will show you. In case you don't have it darker, in case yours is just exactly like mine, then you can miss this step and go to the next one. Okay. And now for everyone who got a darker eyeball, what you can do, first of all, we need here this 3D layer. You can get this 3D layer if you go to window and click on 3D, you will find it here. Then we need to go to environment, okay? Then we need to go to properties. And now here, basically, when you're in environment and properties, will have here global ambient color and color of the light, basically. And all you need to do is you need to change this color of the light from black to white. So for example, if I click here and I make this brighter, as you can see, the eyeball is getting brighter. Mine was already bright, that's why it's getting even brighter right now. So, but if yours is darker, then when you make it brighter, it's just going to be normal color. And then you can click OK, and that's it basically, then it's going to be bright. I'm not going to click OK here because mine was OK anyway, so I will just click cancel, okay? And then let me go back to 3D, basically, and here I can just go back to sphere. Good, let's go back to layers. So what else do we have here? Here we also have lighting. So you see this icon here, this is infinite light. If I just click on it, as soon as I click on it, I see this thing, and I can just click and drag to change the lighting position. So for example, as you can see, I can make the light go from the left, I can make the light go from the right, and we can also see it on the top, how the light is moving from left to the right. And what I want is, I just want it to be on the front, and to light up the eyeball. So that's why I'm just gonna put it like that. Yeah, good. And we also see it here, this is also bright. So this is good. Now let's go again, click on 3D, let's go to sphere. And when we have sphere, we basically can manipulate our eyeball. What does this mean? For example, I can now go here, choose this first tool, which helps us to rotate it. If I just click and rotate, look what's going to happen. Wow, look at that! Look, we can just do whatever we want. And yeah, this is pretty cool. Here we go, the 3D eyeball. So let me just place it here. Okay, so now what we want to do is, now I want to create a circle around it, just like we did, just like I showed you in the video, before we actually go to the animating part. Okay, so for that, how we're gonna do it is very simple, my dear friend Citas. First, we need to go here, click right button, and I'm going to choose ellipse. Okay, and I need to create an ellipse, but before I do that, let's go to fill. Let's make sure we don't have any fill color. Let's go to stroke, let's click here and choose just black color would be fine. Actually, let's make it red. Okay, so, or you can choose any other color, doesn't really matter that much. And now we need to create a circle. So make sure to hold shift to make sure that this is a perfect circle. So I hold shift, I click and drag. And as you can see, we're creating a circle. Let's now release our mouse. And boom, shakalaka boom, a circle is created. So now I need to make it a little bit thicker because 10 pixels is not too much. As you can see, this is pretty thin. I mean, so weak. And let's make it 20. Let's click that with enter button. And also a little bit more, 30. This is better. Maybe be my baby. Okay, don't. So maybe 40 should be good. Yeah, I think 40 is good. And let's choose the move tool and let's move it here. So basically the idea is that the circle needs to be bigger than the eyeball and the eyeball needs to be inside the circle. Now when we have it, let's go to 3D. Let's go to new 3D extrusion from selected layer. Let's just click it. Look what's going to happen. No, we don't want to go to 3D workspace. Voila! What happened? No one knows. So what actually happened is, if you look here on the top, as you can see, we see here a really thick thing. So basically Photoshop added thickness to our 3D circle, and that's why it looks weird. We need to make the thickness a little bit less. So make sure you go to 3D layer. First of all, make sure you have the ellipse selected. Then go to 3D layer. Then go to ellipse. Basically click on here. Go to properties. And here as you can see, we have extrusion depth 63, which is a lot. Let's make it 10. Boom, you see? Now we have here a little bit of depth and this is fine. I think 10 should be good actually. How we can check it if it's good or not? If I just take this rotation tool, I can just click and rotate to see how, yeah, you see? This is fine. Well, maybe even a little bit less. I would go probably with something like 7. Let's click enter. And yeah, this is good. So now I want to stylize this a little bit because this is too simple. It's not that interesting. Let's go to 3D. Now when we look at this ellipse, we see here all kinds of different sides. Okay, and so first of all, as you can see, ellipse front, ellipse extrusion, ellipse back, and so on. Every layer indicates a different part of ellipse. For example, as you can see, we have this part. Then we have the inside part of the ellipse, we have the outer part of the ellipse. And let's find first of all extrusion material. Let's click on it. And now, as you can see, this got selected. It's a little bit gray. Now if I go to properties, and I have here color, and I also have here material. If I click here, I can change this to this, for example. If I just click, what's going to happen? Boom! Now as you can see, it changes the texture. Let's select this actually. I think this is better. It's fine. So as you can see, this is a semi-transparent texture. We have some holes inside it and it actually looks pretty cool. You can also change the color if you want. You can just click on base color and change it, but for me it's fine. And let's go back to 3D. And if you want to do the same, for example, to this part as well, then you just need to find it here. So it's probably this one. Yeah, it is. And we select it. We go to properties and again we change this to this. And here you go. Pretty cool, huh? So now let me close this. So now the thing is that I want the eyeball to be inside this circle. How are we going to do that? In order to do that, you actually need to merge the 3D layers. So let's select both of them. If you just click here, then you hold Ctrl or Command if you're using Mac, and you click here, boom, as you can see, both of them are selected. We go to 3D, and then we go to merge 3D layers. If we just click on it, voila, voila, come on, here we go. You see, now it's inside. So easy. Look at this, how beautiful this is. So now if we go to 3D, as you can see, now we have here only one layer. Now if we go to 3D, we'll have here actually, two objects. First one is sphere, second one is ellipse. Okay, and now we can manage them separately. So now what we should do is, now we should go to the animation panel. Okay, let's go to window and click on timeline, and here let's click create video timeline. Boom. So let me close this. If you have never used this, then it's going to be a little bit confusing for you. So what I would advise you, actually, maybe you can go and watch a separate video on timeline panel in Photoshop and then come back here. Okay, or if you are confident in your skills, and if you think that you're a genius and you can just understand anything like that, then keep watching. So I mean, most likely you're not a genius, but I'm just giving you some hope. So so what is this basically? Let me just quickly explain you. Here we have time. As you can see, we have 10f, 20f, 01, 00f. These are basically frames and seconds. So 0100f means 1 second. Then we have here 2 seconds, 3 seconds, 4 seconds, 5 seconds. So our animation is 5 seconds long. F means frames. So basically every second has 30 frames in it. So for example, we see here 10 frames, 20 frames. And then when we get to 30 frames, we already have second number 1. So yeah, I hope this is not too confusing. And okay, so now let me open this. If I just click here, I see here all the different things that I can animate. And but what I need to do is I need to go to 3D meshes, and here I have sphere and ellipse. So first of all, in order to animate stuff, we need to create points for them. So how is this going to work? For example, we're going to create a point on second 00. If you look here on the time, it's 000, which is basically the beginning. So for example, I'm going to create a point here on second 00. And then on second 1, I'm going to create another point, and I'm going to rotate my ellipse, let's say. Then Photoshop will understand that on point 0, the ellipse was not rotated. But on point 1, the ellipse is rotated, and Photoshop is going to animate from point 0 to point 1, from no rotation to rotation. So let's now do it, okay? And let's go and click sphere. Just click here, and also let's click on ellipse as well to turn on both of them. Let's now go actually to second number 2 here. Yeah, even 3. Let's go to 3. So you can just move these things, the blue arrow. This is basically it shows you on which second of the video we are right now. We are right now on second number 3. And as you can see, we have here 2 points created. Let's now go to 3D, and let's click on ellipse. Let's actually click on sphere first. And let's click on this tool, and now let's start rotating it. Let's just rotate it like that. As soon as I rotated it, if you look here, Photoshop automatically created a point for us. So now we have a point here, and we have a point here. And Photoshop knows that it has to animate from here to here. So if I now move this thing, let's say here, somewhere here for example, as you can see, it changed the location. That means that it's animated. So every time I'm going to move my point, it will change it. So basically, it goes from this position to this position. We will not be able to play the animation right now because Photoshop is not actually a video app, of course, as you know it. That's why playing animation in Photoshop is pretty difficult. But when we will render it as a video, so basically when we will save it as a video, it's going to be fine. So we will be able to play it normally, okay? Right now you just have to use your animation and just assume how it's going to look. Now let's just do it for the ellipse as well. So let's go to second number 3. As you can see right now we are on 0229, which means second number 2, frame 29. We need frame 30 in order to be on second 3. Boom, as you can see now it's 0300. Now let's select ellipse, and now let's rotate it as well. Let's just let's say bring it like that, and boom. Okay, and now we also want to rotate it back, so basically to go to its original position, let's say. So what I want to do is I want to go here to second 0429. Yeah, this should be fine. And now let's actually rotate it in a different way. So for example, let's select ellipse, and I want to rotate it maybe like that. And the sphere, I want to bring the eye back somewhere so that where I can see it, like here. And this should be good. So now we are all set to render the animation basically. Let's go now to File, okay? And don't forget to save this, otherwise your Photoshop can crash because you're working here with intensive tools. So let me call this 3D animation for my Photoshop magician. Just what you need to know is that the background is not going to be empty, it's going to be black. So if you want to put something on the background, feel free to do it. The reason it's going to be black because the normal videos that we have, they don't have transparent backgrounds. The background needs to be at least something, right? Of course, there is a possibility to export a video with a transparent background, but we're not going to do it right now because you need to download some additional codecs for that and so on. So we're just going to export it as a normal video. So guys, if your laptop is not too strong, then I would advise you to make the size of this eyeball and this circle smaller, because otherwise it's going to take you lots of time to actually render it as a video. Because like it's 180 to 1920, which is a lot. So how you can actually make it smaller is you can go to image, you can go to image size, and let's just make this 50% smaller. I think this should be good. And of course, if your laptop is like really weak, I would make it even smaller, but 50 should be fine. Let's click OK. And as soon as we do it, then so now it's just twice smaller, and now it should technically require you twice less time to render this as a video. So yeah, now we can go to render. So now let's go to File, let's go to Export, let's go to Render Video. So first of all, this is going to be the name. Make sure you have here Adobe TIMECODES selected. Format, I'm going to select it H.264, preset high quality. These are basically the video settings that we're playing with. Everything else should be normal. Here you can select the folder where you can save it to. I'm just gonna go to desktop, select folder. Let's click that sweet render button now. So I'm probably just gonna speed this up. Okay guys, so now render is done. Let's see what we have here. Let's just have a look at this magic. So this is what we got. Let me just put this on repeat, just like that for some fun. So yeah, this is a small animation that we did. As you can see, I just did something very simple and very small, but there are many cool things that you can do with that, you know, with the spheres, circles and so on, and especially if you learn advanced 3D features. And on my website learnfromfred.com, I have a class specifically for Photoshop's 3D functions, where I show you how to create a few artworks using Photoshop 3D and learn it in more details. Again, you can use the functions to do anything you want to. This is, for example, how I used Photoshop 3D functions in order to create this really interesting animation. As you can see here, I have 2 circles instead of 1. Here I have more animations, and yeah. And if you wonder how I did all the rest, like zooming, this effect and so on, it was done using After Effects, so not Photoshop. Basically, I created the 3D eyes in Photoshop, but then everything else, like the glitchy part, zooming and so on, I did it in After Effects, and I do have class on After Effects as well on my website learnfromfred.com. So again, I couldn't show you the whole project because it took me many hours, so, and I cannot show you it in a short tutorial, but I showed you something really cool. At least I think so. I would love to think so. That's it guys, I hope you really enjoyed this. Make sure to turn on your bells for all the other cool tutorials and videos that I put on, and yeah, keep creating. I love you guys. I know you love me too. Bye bye.